Hi, good morning. I'm Komal Baxi Chatbar, consciousness coach and co-founder Soul Root. Over to you, Anjali.
Hi everybody, my name is Anjali Baxi. I'm a clinical psychologist and a Helio Life trainer and co-founder of Soul Root. Affirmations are a state of positive intentions, and you need to keep four core fundamentals in mind while we're creating these fundamentals, which is to remain in the present moment, which is to personalize it, use an emotional feeling, and to use it in the first person.
Personally, for me, it always works when I'm focusing on one manifestation at a time. Instead of trying to have one for a cook, one for my bank balance, one for my clients, one for my work, it, it then kind of loses its steam. I start getting all, ye nahi ho raha hai, wo nahi ho raha hai space. So best is if I pick one thing, get it, go on to the next thing, get it. So that way I'm able to also create that space of receiving. I'm also able to see the difference that's happening because I'm completely focused on it. I do often is that where do you place these? There are a lot of standard rules that you write them down, you chant them, and all of that is good if that works for you. For me, it is a constant recall that works because I get into it completely. So what I did for myself was, or I do often is that I kind of create snippets. So I create small handwritten notes, and I laminate them sometimes. Sometimes I don't, and I stick them into what I call as my spaces. Now, what are some examples of this my spaces? So the inside of the flap of my mobile phone, if I'm using a flap purse, then the inside of that, inside side of my wardrobe, a place where I'm going to see them when I sleep. If it's something that me and my husband doing together, it can probably be out there in our bedroom. So that way, constantly throughout the day, I am in that space. I'm not deviating from that vibrational space. And then when I chant it, if I want to, I didn't feel the need to chant or anything. But if on top of it, when you chant it or write it down, I'm sure it will work a whole lot better because you're constantly in that space. Often what happens is that like the feeling that she was speaking about, you say it out aloud, chant it 20 times now, and then after that you go out and something happens and you get upset, and then like nothing in life works, and everything is so stressful and I'm too exhausted, and I just, that whole space kind of creeps up on you, and that moves you out of this space of manifestation. You may come back to it the next day, but that deviation keeps delaying the manifestation or slowing it down in its completeness.
So what worked really for me was that first get comfortable with the idea of doing affirmations. So start with something really simple, something that you think you can actually manifest. Say for example, you usually have a very packed day and you don't get time for your own self. So just try and affirm that okay, today I am having a me time, or something like that. So start with something which is doable, which you believe that you actually can manifest. Because the more you believe in the power of affirmations, the more easy the larger manifestations will happen in terms of your finances, moving a house, creating relationships, creating harmony in your relationships. Instead of starting with something really big that you feel uncomfortable with. Because one of the reasons why affirmations don't work is that we have these lot of emotional fears inside us, or we feel that something is not within our reach. So for example, if I wanted a better house to live in than the one I was living in, but I was not the only one living in that house. I lived in we were a big family of 8 people. How am I going to create manifestation of something that actually affected lives of 7 other people when I'm only one person? I'm not even sure whether other wanted that move or no, right? But so instead of starting with something that big, I know that I may not be able to influence and manifest about lives of 8 people, but I know that I can have have a different experience for my own self. So I started with something as simple as that, that oh, I have a wonderful wardrobe, I like the way I keep my clothes in my wardrobe, as if I would do it if I had a new house. So it's like I'm just picking up something very simple from this large complex thing I want to manifest and working with that, because that I know I can do it. I know I can actually change the way I keep my wardrobe, or what I do with it, instead of trying to move a whole big house. And eventually you sort of move up the ladder.
Probably add a bit here is that I, instead of then in a space like this, if I feel that what I want may be impacting others, or there is some kind of a resistance where I feel morally I'm not allowed to expect or ask for what I really want, I start focusing on the end result. So for example, if I were to take your example, that I would probably start looking at what is the experience that I want in that new house.
Exactly.
So I would start talking about, say, I have this beautifully amazing personal bedroom where I have the way things I want, and stuff like that. And when I'm really like sold onto that daydream, is I think when I will not feel that guilty about, because I'm not talking about shifting a house, I'm not talking about doing something, I'm talking about experiencing something, and everybody feels that they're allowed an experience, though they may not be allowed a decision to enable that experience.
Exactly. That is another challenge, and a lot of time people ask us this question, that how long does it take for manifestations to happen? So again, affirmations don't necessarily follow any timeline. Your affirmations will respond to how you respond to it.
It's directly proportional to the intensity of your.
Exactly. So my personal process of going into affirmation was that I would identify the words that I want to use. I would identify what I really wanted, and I would write them down in a diary. I'm a big on journaling, and so in my diary I would write affirmations. And while I'm writing those affirmations, I would write it them for 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. And as I'm writing, I would start focusing on what I'm feeling. And that is what would tell me how comfortable I am with what I am feeling. Because so that's how I would keep going on till I reach a space where when I'm writing that, oh, I have a beautiful home, and I feel happy about having a beautiful home.
I do sit down and identify that what are my benefits that I am getting by not having my desired fulfilled. So once I am identifying those list of the gains that I'm getting by remaining in this unfulfilled space, I will kind of allow myself to let go of those. I created that space within me to allow and honor my desire. When that happens, manifestation is a byproduct. So, how do they work? Do I need to write them down? Do I need to chant them? You can do both. You can do either. You can do neither, and that will work for you, provided you have created a space for that desire in your life. Anything else that you wish to ask, please feel free to ask. Our numbers are going to scroll down, or you can email us at connect@soulroot.com. For your reference, I will also say out our number. You can call us on 9820770241. I would repeat, 9820770241. You can call us at Soulroot, and we would be happy to have a chat with you and explain any of the queries that you may have anymore. Thank you.
Thank you.